Do you think it's correct to open schools right now when most of them are functioning as relief centers?
Well, I think the decision to open school may send a message that situation is returning to normalcy, but I completely beg to differ from there. I think the situation is far from normal, and the opening of schools might result into a situation which will not work well for the state government. I think the government must ensure that first law and order is restored, all these sporadic violent incidents are controlled, and only then they should go ahead to open school and universities, because you may have as many measures which may through which you may want to reflect that situation is turning to normalcy. The reality is far from that.
Okay, now straight away let me go to Mr. Kipgen. Mr. Kipgen, is it the correct decision to open the schools?
Schools right now, as Mr. Brijesh also pointed out, has a bigger meaning than just a school. Schools presently, they are serving as a shelter for those seeking relief. And schools, when you say schools will be opened, I fail to comprehend what the Chief Minister of Manipur meant by that, because most of the teachers are not yet able to go back to the respective schools. Now, these schools which will be open, for example, in the hills, many of them say at least about 40 to 50% of the teacher strength is from the valley community. Now, without their presence, how are these schools going to be run? Now, if the schools in the hills are supposed to, take in all the children who have left their homes, who have left their previous schools, and admit them to the little available schools, it means that there will be double the number of students and half the number of teachers. So many things the government is overlooking when they say that schools shall be reopened. And on paper or on media, it sounds very appealing. It sounds very nice that schools will be reopened. We all wish that schools would be reopened, but in the proper way that it should be. And for that, the government has to ensure that the teachers are able to be in their respective places of posting. And on the other hand, the shelters, regarding the shelters also, what is the alternative that these relief seekers who are presently located in the schools, what is going to be their option? Where do they stay? So the government has failed to look into all these many other aspects, and opening of schools will lead to subsequent and culminative many other consequences. I would like to put that for now.
Okay, Ranjana ji, how good is this decision, schools to be open? Brinda ji, can you take that question?
She is not audible to me.
Brinda ji, this question is for you. Can you take that question?
All right. That question is for me?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Regarding the opening of the school, we have to assess the reality right now. What is the status of law and order in Manipur, and what is the opinion of the public? The government of Manipur, it seems, is out of touch with reality, or either he is trying to put up a show, or he is trying to cover up the reality. None of the displaced these people have returned to their original villages, be it for the Kukis or the Meitei. And the situation in Manipur is there is still curfew. Law and order still is not under control. People are chopping up each other. People are murdering each other. And in this situation where normal people cannot even go off for their normal life, how can he afford to send the innocent children to school? To show what? For what? This is the question.
Brinda ji, why is law and order is not under control? What has gone wrong under policing? Because if you look at the Punjab experience, or if you look at the ongoing Kashmir experience, the effort of the center or the unified command is after a particular point of time, police is at the forefront. Punjab insurgency was tackled by the police officers of this country. Army had a role, but the sterling role was done by the police officers. Even in the Kashmir, the whole thrust is ki army should go back and the police should take over. That is not happening because there's an international angle. But anywhere if there is a position where army should be sent back, army goes back and police takes over. But here there seems to be opposite. There seems to be a, I'm sorry to say that, it seems as if the police has melted away, madam.
See, in the Manipur situation, we have to start from the genesis, from how the issue started and what role the state police have taken in controlling the situation. The state police is under the Home Minister, who is the Chief Minister himself. So ever since the start of this whole crisis, we have not seen Manipur police performing, what it should be performing in such a crisis. And my curiosity is why the Home Minister is not using its force under him effectively to control the law and order situation in the whole of the state, not only in Imphal. So inevitably, the question goes to the Chief Minister why he is not using the state force to effectively control the situation in the whole of the state, rather taking a back seat and doing putting up these force from time to time when lives are being lost, when houses are being burned, when people from all communities are suffering, unprecedented like no other time in the history of Manipur. So this question should be put to the Home Minister of Manipur, who is in charge of the Home Department.
Ranjana ji, your opening comments about the school being opened by the Chief Minister from the 5th of July?
Yeah, that is the point. See, the idea of opening a school, I think it is too early, but that is the first step towards, moving towards bringing peace in the state. But then, considering the current situation that's been happening in Manipur, I don't think people are really ready to, that tomorrow the school is going to open. Okay, let's send our children to school, and that mindset is still not there. So I think it is a first step, but the government, it is not the right time. Okay, thinking about opening a school sooner, it is good, but then currently in the current situation that's been happening, when people are getting killed and so many violence happening every now and then this is not the right time to reopen the school.
Okay, this is not the right time to reopen the school. And let me in end go to Major General Sanjay Soy. Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, I can.
So, of your opening comments on school opening decision, and then I open the debate to other issues, sir.
Yeah, in fact, Kartikeya, I feel very sad because Manipur has been close to my heart. I am from Naga Regiment, and in January, after retirement, I went and visited Manipur. End of January and first week of February, I went to Palel, I went to Senapati, I went to Churachandpur, and of course Imphal. Yes, wanted to visit number of places, Subhash Chandra Bose Memorial, and the kind of development I saw, the kind of bonhomie I saw. I was roaming around all by myself. There's no problem, me and my wife, and we really enjoyed, met a lot of friends. I have friends, both tribals as well as Meitei, and I feel really disturbed the way things are happening there, and it really hurts me, and in fact, whole of India, it affects whole of India, the kinds of things which are happening. It is very, very unfortunate. Coming to your point of school, Kartikeya, in fact, it has two things. One is, one has to send a message of normalcy. Yes, unless that kind of messaging goes, unless something starts happening towards positive side, we got to give some positive news. You had mentioned of 2 positive news and 2 negative news. So we need to start with something positive, otherwise we'll keep that feeling of distrust, feeling of this restlessness, and violence will continue. Somewhere this thing has to start, and knowing Manipur, I know that the way they respect women, the way they respect children, I'm 200% sure no harm will be done to the children. That is the culture of Manipur, both whether it's tribal or Meitei. Nothing happens to them. They can go anytime. But yes, there is a big challenge of shifting the refugees. That's why probably government is starting with the primary schools, smaller schools, and I think they will do it in a gradual manner, not though they have announced a date. It's a good message as far as I am concerned to send a message of normalcy, though challenges would remain, and unfortunately the kind of violence which is still going on there between tribals and Meitei, that is very, very unfortunate. And now, unless another good thing is that combined, a lot of places are being given to central forces, like 5 districts are being given to central forces. So that will bring some sort of trust. Probably at present, the people trust only central forces. Most of the people have lost trust in the local police, which is very sad because ultimately what you had brought out and what Brinda ji had said, that ultimate law and order situation has to be tackled by the local police. They know the in and out, they know the every street, they know every character, they know everybody. Central forces can bring a situation up to a level, but after that it has to be the bureaucrats, the politicians and the police which have to handle the situation, and they got to be upright and correct. And another good thing which you had brought out was the communication factor. The way Chief Minister is talking to the people, that's very, very important. Unless those kinds of communication with all sectors, all stakeholders is there, it is very difficult to bring the situation to the normalcy. Kartikeya.
Sir, there is one more thing, which is even more disturbing is that, in Manipur, what we have witnessed is that, women come out and they block the movement of security forces. I'm talking about the militant attack which took place at the hill range of Tombi Rock under the jurisdiction of the Sekmai police station. Now again, when this gun battle started, a lot of women forces came out and central forces vehicles which were trying to enter the area at Koirangai, Awang, Potsangambam, Awang, Lekin Thabi, please pardon my pronunciation, I'm trying my best, Sekmai Bazar and Faidinga, they were stopped.
I know.
Why were they stopped? This is unique.
Yeah. As a security force, as a veteran of army, I feel it is a very big challenge for us. Very, very big challenge for us. Because when the women are there, they are like common people. You can't fire on them. You can't do lathi charge. And they are not doing any violent activity. They are just blocking. They are just standing. So it's a very, very big challenge for a commander on ground how to handle this situation. That's why probably it's very important that local women police accompanies them. They are part of this thing to handle this kind of situation and create a way, create a safe passage for the armed forces and the security forces. Because if they do this, next day there would be a hue and cry of human rights, or there would be a lot of videos on your channel and other channels on the media that this is what has happened, unarmed women have been killed. The woman is very, very typical, and this thing is not now. Historically, you've seen the past also, women have been playing a major role in Manipur. In fact, they are one of the, whether in the sports field or the politics or in the jobs, they are one of the major factors of growth in Manipur. And historically also, whenever big agitations are there, their women have always come out and took stand. So it's a big challenge for the security forces, Kartikeya, I agree with you.